Hello everyone. My name is Mayank. I've been a tech engineer and manager for about 8 years, and I decided that okay, engineering and AI and everything is fine, but I've seen people struggling with very basic stuff, like how to even get started with AI, incorporating AI tools in day-to-day life, and how to make things easy as trivial as planning a vacation or searching or researching something online. So that's where I have started this series. The first episode is setting things up and how to get started. So all we need to get started is a blank screen with Chrome. And once you have that, so our tool of choice will be Claude. And I'm using a Mac OS right now, but you can use any operating system of choice. So if you want a separate tutorial for Windows or Linux, just hit down on the comments or any operating system. I can create the tutorial on any operating system of your choice. So just let me know. So let's wait for it to download. All right, when it's done, we'll just install it real quick. Installed, we'll open it. Open. So I already like it was a reinstall for me, so it's already logged in for me. And you can see that I already have a max subscription here. I would recommend to have some kind of subscription, maybe pro or maybe max, depending on your use case and your workload. But yeah, it works best with some kind of subscription. I know you guys might have heard that okay, Claude has a lot of features. It has launched co-work, it has launched dispatch and whatnot. It can even code in cloud-based instances and whatnot. But what I'm teaching is very simple, very rudimentary for some people, but it is very beneficial for day-to-day life. Because this tool at first glance seems like it's very intimidating, but once you set things up, it's really easy and it's going to make your life very, very easy. So let's get started. We have Claude, and now the next step is to open up Terminal. And don't worry, it's not a technical scenario or a technical tutorial. It's I'll keep the technical details as little as possible so that you can learn it later on by yourself. So my goal is to teach how to learn. Like my goal is not that okay, this is a topic, this is how you learn it. These are the things that I can teach you and cram it up, and you have the knowledge now. No, I want to teach you how to get that knowledge on your own. So let's do that. So we need to install Cloud Code, right? Let's do Cloud Code install. Just the very first link, and we will scroll down. It gives us some link or some script for install, and I am on Mac, so I'll just copy this, paste it here, and hit enter. So it's just installing. I don't care what it says. What does this curl mean? What does this bash mean? Let's assume we don't know anything about that. So let's let it install. Meanwhile it installs, I'll tell you something about we call MCPs, Model Context Protocol. So these are basically additional abilities that you can give your AI agent to do your task. So for example, right now, uh, Claude that we have installed cannot read your emails and say that okay, you got an urgent email, you need to reply it right now, or you have your storage is about to be full. Do you want me to analyze some emails that you can safely remove? So it cannot do that because it doesn't have access to Gmail. So there are certain tools, certain integrations, which we call MCPs, which you can use to give additional abilities to the AI agent. So we'll talk about it in detail in a little bit. So the Claude is installed. I'll just fire it up. Claude. Yes, I trust the folder. Just hit enter. Basic use case. This is called a TUI, text user interface. So you might have heard of GUI, graphical user interface. This is TUI, right? Now I'll just go and log in. Just slash login. Yes, Cloud with account, authorize, and there you have it. Login successful. All right, now let's talk about MCPs. So right now it can fetch details from the web. but it cannot actually browse a web browser like Chrome in front of you. So to give that ability, there's an MCP called Playwright from Microsoft. Playwright MCP Microsoft. Just the first link. Don't care about what this GitHub is, what are these tags. Just go down and find MCP server. Before we do this, before we plug in the MCP server, there is one thing that we need to set up, that is npx. So for this, we will again just do a random command execution. Just read write install nvm, search for install nvm, and the first link. Scroll down until you see a script that you can copy and just paste. Yeah, this one. So let's do this. Hit enter. For me, it's already installed, but to verify that if it's installed or not, just do this. NVM, enter. It should show a big menu, and you have it. And just use NVM install v24. Sorry, NVM install v24. Yeah, just do this, and you're all set. Don't need to care. You don't need to care about what this npx is and everything else. Just copy this, maybe full MCP block. Okay, I'll just copy this whole block, and you need to go to Claude Desktop, settings of that, right? Developer. I already have it here, but I will remove it and just show you from scratch. Edit config. You will see that, like, if it was a first time install for you, you will see something like this. Edit config. Edit this with any text editor, right? And MCP servers. I will just replace this with the block that I copied, right? Save it, close it, and now you need to restart Claude Desktop. All right, it's restarted. Let's go to settings again. Damn it. Yeah, settings again, developer. Now you have Playwright and it says running. So let's just try it out randomly. Fire up Playwright MCP and give me today's rate for Nifty. Just a quick check if it's even working or not. All right. Loading tools. So it opened up right away. Now this browser is being controlled by Claude directly. We'll just close it. Our testing has passed. I'll just stop it. Right. And now we need to get this into Claude Code. So why Claude Code and why not Claude Desktop? We'll come to that in a bit. So I'll just exit it. The easiest way, so you can directly edit the MCP configs of Claude Code on your own, but it's easiest to do it through Claude Desktop. So once you have configured MCPs on Claude Desktop, not only you have MCPs in Claude Desktop in case you want to do some work on Claude Desktop, but also you can directly import it into Claude Code very easily. Let me just show you Claude MCP add from Claude Desktop. I hit enter. It says it already exists because it uh, I configured it before, but let me just show you. For you, it will show you like this, and it will not show this already exists. It will show you a tick mark that okay that you want to import it, and the MCP name, which is Playwright. Just hit enter on that, and it will be imported. Now I can fire up Claude and address this folder. Use Playwright MCP and tell me why Nifty has been down for last 2 weeks. So let's just see. how it researches. So it has its own web search, but what happens is uh, a lot of pages are gated through these to guard against these automated tools. So, but with Playwright, it mimics a human behavior. So whatever you can access directly from your Chrome, Claude will be able to access that now through Playwright. So now it did a web search and here's the summary. All right, that is one. That is one MCP. Exit. Now we go for tool number two. Once you have these two tools, that's all you need to have at first to start learning. So you might even not know what other MCPs are and what suits for you. So using these two tools, you can find out all the MCPs you want, what suits your case, all the tools you want to learn, and anything. So, but for getting started, you need these two things. Okay, so let's go for sequential thinking MCP. So what this does is it creates a chain of thought. It lets Claude deeply think by talking to himself or itself that okay, this is what the user is saying, this is what I think should happen, what should I do, this is my plan of action. So it creates that chain of thought, that how humans think step by step. So let's go for that. Just I searched sequential thinking MCP, the first link. Just ignore all this technical jargons or files if it's too technical for you. Just go down again with the MCP server block. All right. All right, we have this here. Now we already have this block, so we will just copy from sequential thinking, and the curly brace should match from here. So just copy it, go to the Claude desktop config again, text edit. I'll just paste it here and a comma to separate everything, and that is it. So you might have some doubts that okay, what is this? What are these curly braces? What are these square brackets? This is something that's a good homework for you, that okay, ask Claude, what is this and why do we need it? All the questions, all your curiosity can be answered by Claude. Just save it, restart the Claude desktop. Claude, just check it in the settings, developer. Yep, here it is. That is it, right? Now we'll do Claude MCP add from Claude desktop. All right. So again, for you, it will, for Playwright, it will show already exists, but for sequential thinking, it will show something like this, a tick mark, and it will not show this already exists. Hit enter, you have imported it, and there you go. Now, if you fire up Claude, you can check your all the MCPs by slash MCP command, and here are all the MCPs. It imported twice because of obvious reasons that I imported it twice to show you guys. But yeah, you will just see one playwright and one sequential thinking. Hit escape to exit this menu and you have it. Now let's test it out. Using sequential thinking MCP, think deeply about why Nifty has been down since last week. Feel free to research all pointers online. So I say online because it's a very rudimentary topic and it doesn't need actually a playwright search or a playwright use for this. It can do this in its own web search by like fine. But not it keeps asking for permissions again and again. If it will edit a file, it will ask permission again. If it needs to edit something in a different folder, it will ask permission again. We will cover this, like how you can bypass everything. Okay, so it's just researching right now, right, and opening all the web searches parallelly. All the different searches are happening parallelly. So let's see. So here it says thinking with high effort. We will come to that as well. What does that mean? So see, sequential thinking use, allow it. Now it's creating the chain of thought. It will The thought has 10 thoughts. So you can see the first thought, let me begin by establishing the factual timeline of Nifty is decline. Then catalyst one is this, US Iran war. I'm just thinking more. It might seem a small thing, but for complex tasks which need complex planning, this is a game changer. You will find day and night difference with this. Catalyst 2, oil price shock. Nice. Catalyst 3, massive. Where is that? Catalyst 3, massive FPI outflows. Catalyst 4, GC bank governance, rupee appreciation. I will speed this part up so that it doesn't take a lot of time for you guys to watch this. Structural factor 2. One is pre-existing valuation concerns of any, before any of these prices, any markets are already considered expensive. How these factors interact with each other, the key insight is that. So it gathered all the articles, all the information online, and using its own intelligence, it's summarizing it intelligently. So here's the analysis. All the analysis that it did, all the thoughts that it did, condensed in a very structural, condensed in a very structural format, even with the source citations. Great. All right. So that's about 90% of setting up and getting started. Few things uh, that I said was one was effort. So Claude supports multiple models depending on your subscription. So if I do slash model, I can see I have the access to different models, right? And by default, you might see something else, a mid effort or a low effort or things like that. So always use high effort for complex tasks, but if you need instant answers for very basic questions, you can go for low, right? Now, one cool thing about it is that you can, remotely control it. So I like to keep my Mac online 24/7 and just use it remotely when I'm in the gym or outside or somewhere, anywhere. I just do slash remote control and it will give me a link that I can either use on any browser, right? And it will show the whole stuff on a browser. And the second, the one that I use is on phone. So if you have a, let me just start a recording on my phone. So if you have Claude on your phone, right, you can just go to hamburger menu in the code section and you will see all your active instances with the remote control. So just let it load. Yeah, right, this is the one. Yep. So now if I, let's just use that. So now if I type anything on this phone, it will come up here. So what all MCPs you have configured. See, it started. So it's in real time. It's in real time here, right? All the thinkings, all the thoughts, it might not show on phone. It will show on phone the final output. But yeah, it works. It works just fine. Sometimes it gets delayed because of network issues and whatnot. So yeah, we'll come to this again. The second thing that I said I will cover later on is bypassing all the permissions that okay, I want Claude to run in autonomous mode. So for example, right now I'm running a VM, right? And I don't care if it deletes anything or there's no sensitive data that I'm guarding. So I'm fine with bypassing all the permissions and having Claude take command of my whole system. So I will just go exit Claude hyphen hyphen dangerously skip permissions. But yeah, I have all the guardrails set up to avoid anything, any accident. I do not use it to push to GitHub. I do not give token access for anything that can wipe out anything. Read is fine, write is not, delete is not, things like that. If you get good enough with using these tools, you understand that okay, what are the guardrails that I need to set to avoid the accidents. All right. Now, all you can see bypass permissions is on, and you can just do anything. Create a file in the current folder named random.txt and remove it. No permission for writing, no permission for removing. It's completely autonomous now. Even for accessing tools like Playwright, Sequential Thinking, it will not ask you anything right now. Okay, this is good. So I told one thing that we would cover in the ending, which is we have Cloud Desktop already, right? And we are using Cloud Code. So why Cloud Code and why not Cloud Desktop? Because obviously Cloud Desktop also has MCPs, right? There are few different reasons. One is the permissions. So we did bypass permissions for Cloud Code, right? We cannot do that using Cloud Desktop. That is one. Then the second point would be, which is my personal favorite, is local execution. So for example, let's say you ran a Cloud Code session and now you enabled remote control. And let's say the task is to plan your vacation and compile a very extensive Excel report for that, right? So let's say Cloud Core resources everything. Few things it will do through Playwright, which obviously Cloud Desktop also can do, and it will also compile the report, create the actual Excel file using Python code. So uh, if you do that using Cloud Desktop, it will create an Excel file, but it will give you in the chat itself. It will not create that in your system. It will not, you know, use all the resources of your system available. And that's one. And then using remote control, you can actually control one single session. And plus, there is no token limit. So using Cloud Desktop, whole chat window has a limit of certain characters, but that's not the case for Cloud Code because if the whole chat gets out of the uh, allowed limit, you can compact the conversation. So these are few differences that I find that for me that makes a difference that why I use Cloud Code rather than Cloud Desktop. But yeah, this could be different for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you think yeah, Cloud Desktop suits you best and why. So now you have everything set up. Now the question arises, how can I use it to learn anything, literally anything? So let's say I am a newbie in creating YouTube videos or social media content. I want to know how to do that. So let me just clear this conversation and deep research using web search. Even feel free to use Playwright MCP if you want to access some guarded content and use sequential thinking to create a complete end-to-end plan to start my YouTube channel, considering I am a novice and have always been a consumer and not producer of the content. Create the learning as well as implementation plan for me, including all the tools I need to learn and how to do that. So meanwhile, it's learning. This is just one thing. This is just one start of the topic. Let's say if you're stuck in the middle of something, let's say you are, maybe using your extensions, as basic as, configuring your extensions. I will open a new Claude window, Claude dangerously skip permissions. All right, so I will say that okay, hey Claude, downloads. Maybe let me just switch to clipboard. Yeah, here. I'm here on Chrome. I want to install a new extension. How do I do that? So I know you can do the same things in Cloud Desktop or ChatGPT or any platform, but the reason of doing it here is because of all the tools that you have got configured. You configure it once and it will just change your life. I just have two tools here, but in my real system, I'll create another video. Put down in the comments if you want to see what my workflow looks like with I use at least 15 of these such tools. and skills as well. There's something called Claude skills. So let me know if you want to learn more about that. And yeah, you get all the answers, you get to learn, but more efficiently because of these tools. Right? It's still searching. So it's still on the third thought for creating your YouTube tutorial. And also agents. So if I enter, it has spun up parallel agents to research very efficiently. 5 agents. It's like 5 people searching for you. One is searching for content creation skills, one for YouTube SEO, one for video editing software, one for video equipment, one for YouTube beginner setup. Everything happening parallelly. So that's the power of Cloud Code, right? And yes, so we will wait for it. And meanwhile, we will also enable remote control here so that we can check it out from our phone. The reason is it's TUI. We discussed it's TUI, right? So when things are rendered here, they kind of seem like a bland text. But this format is called Markdown. Uh, but if they are rendered on phone or on Cloud Desktop or on Cloud Web, it's rendered properly. So it's rendered with better user experience, I'll say. So that's why it's your choice. But I just want to show you. That's why I will show you this stuff on phone as well. Right. I'll just close this one. And we also talked about how to learn what this is and what this is, blah, blah, blah. Again, you just have to fire up a Claude terminal, ask the questions, and that is it. Now that is another skill. So I know that all there are 2 things that you need. There are the only 2 things that you need to learn anything now in this era. One is Claude, one is curiosity. Only 2 things. But some might argue that you need actually 3 things. Claude or any AI, good AI tool, curiosity, and better prompting or good prompting. So I struggled with prompting a lot. So in the, let me just again show you. So yeah, I'll show you here only. So this prompt, you might not get, the art of writing such prompt, a detailed prompt in one go, because it takes some experience and practice to understand that, okay, if I tell the AI agent this phrase, how will it interpret it and how will it act on it? How will it work on it? So I understand it's a little tough to get acclimatized to it. So for that, I created something called prompt engineer. I'll just show ChatGPT. I'll log in. It's logged in. I'll just scroll down. So yeah, we have logged in, and I will just show you GPTs. I created this prompt engineer, right? And you can select the latest model of your choice, whatever you have access to based on based on your subscription. But it works just fine with the default model that I created it on. So it actually has research papers in its knowledge. So it's not like a random, I created this prompt engineer or a custom GPT with just prompts. It has actual research paper in its knowledge that, okay, if you write a prompt in a certain way, how would it act on it? If it has research papers on how big the prompt should be, it has research papers on what the structure of the prompt should be, what questions the prompt must have, or what answers to what questions the prompt must have. All right. So this is the prompt creator. Let me know in the comments if you want a link to this. You know what? I'll attach the link to this in the description. All right. I will just do the same thing, write a prompt so that an AI agent can create a full learning path for me from zero to hero in YouTube. It's a basic prompt like anyone would uh, have a conversation about if they're trying to learn something. So let's see what the prompt engineer does. It's with the default model. The prompt gets better with the most intelligent model, which is like GPT 5.2, 5.3. All right, this is the prompt. This whole is the prompt. So it's not like the prompt starts from here. It's just saying the custom GPT is saying below is the prompt. The prompt actually starts from here. It says learner profile, active practice, quality filters, what to deliver, right? So let's say I copy all of this. Copy from here to here, right? And I fire up a new plot window, right? And I paste this prompt here. Hit enter. I could have added a few more things like that. Okay, write a prompt for AI agent which has access to sequential thinking and Playwright MCP. You can refine your prompt as per your needs and as per your practice, it will come, right? So see, now it started to ask questions. What skill do you want to learn from zero to advanced? Creation of YouTube content. Time frame, let's say 3 months. 1 hour a day. Total beginner. Submit answers. So that's the power of prompting. Good prompt, all the AI models, even small or big or a transformer or a video creator, mark my words that in any such system, garbage in equals to garbage out. The quality of your input determines the quality of your output. That's always true. So it's asking questions again. I don't have a YouTube channel, portfolio read, monetization ready channel, one viral video. Let's see, this is my aim. 2 years, submit answers. So now it will keep asking questions so that it can create a very personalized course or a learning path for just me. That suits just me. For the regular courses you get on all the courses websites, they are generic. It's not tailored to your needs or whatever knowledge you have. So, for example, you're learning any editing software and you get a course for it. You might already know how to load a video in a timeline and how to add audio or detach an audio. You might already know that. So things like this, tailoring it, tailoring your learning path in such a way helps you learn really quick. And not only that, you can ask this same agent if you get stuck anywhere. So it's still creating our course, the original prompt. And we started a new one. So we'll just exit this one and wait for this to finish. Writing the complete plan now. Okay.
A few moments later, 2,000 years later, one eternity later.
Let's try one thing. Saving a lot of time. Alright, let's try one thing. You can just, keep hitting escape to stop the processing whatever the Claude is working on, and use the markdown plan that you created and open it with some kind of markdown viewer via Playwright. Let's use this. More or less the similar experience, but maybe it will be faster. Oh, I already have that. Alright, let's see. It gives a link. It stopped it. I'll try going on it. Nothing. Yep, it's here finally, man. Okay. See? Now you see the difference? Checking out the plan even on phone doesn't even compare to this. This is a whole section plan. Seems like a documentation. Beautiful. The waiting was worth it. Everything in detail. And not only that, you can, if you do not understand anything, just take a screenshot, paste it in the cloud that, okay, this part of the plan I do not understand, maybe just expand it, or maybe just add more details to the plan, or I already know this, just change the plan, and it will do that. So, so this concludes our first episode of setting things up and getting started with Claude for day-to-day life and tasks. So let me know if you have any doubt in the comments, and I will answer them as soon as I can. Thank you, everyone. See you guys in the next episode.